In the wake of recent events, Americans are leaving cities or considering leaving cities at record numbers. For example, in New York City, 2 million people are expected to be leaving the state entirely from New York City alone. Another 250,000 people are expected to be leaving New York City to local suburbs. And so this is really an unprecedented move from cities to country living or to more suburban lifestyles than we've seen in the past. This isn't exclusive to New York City. Actually, in San Francisco, some of the house prices have dropped by half as people are no longer trying to come into the city, they are trying to get out of there. This is happening across the country, and friends, if you are one of the people who's interested in seeking to move out of the city, this video is for you.
We're Michael and Dana with Living Quite Simply, and we're passionate about rural living, self-sufficiency, and just a simpler way of life. So if you're considering moving, maybe you have some reservations, maybe you have some concerns, we're here to help you prepare for a successful move.
Friends, this is their second video in a series on moving to the country, and we ourselves are currently in the move to a different country property that we are really excited about. We don't know exactly where we're moving. We are going through the steps with you. So if you are interested in this video, you're going to want to stick around for that series. So please make sure that you subscribe. So now we're going to be sharing the steps that you're going to want to take to prepare for a successful move. And you're going to want to make sure that you stick around until the end because we're sharing the most important one as the last tip.
So the first one I could talk about being the breadwinner in the home. We don't suggest moving without first securing a job or a means of income to provide for you when you move to your new place. In our journeys, we've actually come across a couple families who have moved to the country without securing a job first. And it took maybe a year and a half plus of living in town in a city that they didn't anticipate until they were waiting for an opportunity for work, for a place to live, and it was just really unfortunate to see that.
Not only that, in both of these cases, the people had sold their homes and were then taking the money that they had anticipated, buying a country home, and using that money to live in a temporary situation as they did not have an income coming in. They were burning up the money that was going to be buying their future home.
Some would say that they were stepping out in faith, and I get that, but you want to have a balance between faith and wisdom, especially when you're providing for a family.
The next thing that you're going to want to do is research areas. Maybe you have a clear idea of where you want to be, but you might not. And so we have a couple of recommendations. The first thing we recommend is a book that we do plan on doing a book review on very soon, and that book is Strategic Relocation. It gives detailed information on the best retreat areas in any given state, and it also even has a rating system for each state, a 5-star rating system.
It also talks about the areas that you want to avoid, and ironically, most of those are major metropolitan areas.
Another good resource is citydata.com. That's just a website, it's free to use, and you can research areas, and there's a lot of information that you can get.
Anywhere from the mean income for that area, crime rates, ethnic diversity,
industries that are in that area, school system, even the political leanings of any particular town.
It's a great website that we've used literally for every single move we've made. The next practical tip is to actually make a list of all the things that you specifically want in a country home. When you have it down on paper, it's going to help the search go that much smoother when you can check off the list when you're looking from place to place. On MLS listings, whatever website you're on, houses come and go super fast, and you want to be able to make sure you can make the call as quick as you can when you have that list right there in front of you.
We put out a video, 7 things to look for in a country property. That video has basic things that everybody's going to want in their country property. But each of us is going to have our own preferences, and those things you also want to make sure that you incorporate into your list because those are important as well.
The next one is probably the one most people don't want to do, and that's packing. Don't wait till you find a place to actually start packing. And a lot of that can be just downsizing, getting rid of things to help make the packing go so much easier. We often like to go through room by room, downsizing, so that when we do pack, It's all right there, ready to go, and it's much faster and efficient that way.
Next is there's going to be changes. So you're going to want to expect that there's going to be changes and cherish them. Enjoy the process of the move in preparation for it, in anticipation of it, and in execution of it when you are actually there. Make sure that you're doing your best to enjoy the changes, because moving anytime is going to be difficult. Like, some of the transitions are going to be more difficult and a little bit challenging, but enjoy the process, remember why you're doing it, and enjoy the opportunity.
Look at it like an adventure. The next one has gotten easier with each move, and that's the willingness to be able to say goodbye to friends and family. We've shed many tears in the past, but don't let this be a reason to not move, especially if the Lord's calling you out. And look at it this way. You'll have friends there forever. We have friends in California, in Washington, in Idaho, here in Oklahoma, and we know we'll make more friends in Arkansas. But that doesn't mean we've left behind our friends. We'll always have them with us.
There's so much technology, and it's so much easier to stay connected with our loved ones nowadays, even from a distance.
And thanks for staying with us till the end, because the last one is the most important one, and it could be applied to every single tip we just gave you, and that is to pray. We need guidance before we make this decision. It is a very big one, but who better to get it from than the Creator?
We may think that we can find the perfect place on our own, but we actually can't, because there are things that we aren't going to be able to predict. God knows the end from the beginning, and God knows exactly what our needs are so much more distinctly than we do. But we also want to pray that the Lord opens and closes doors according to His will, not according to our own.
He can open the doors. It's our job to walk through them, even if it's not in our plan. So praying is one thing, but waiting and listening for the answer is the other. Be patient. You'll know in time. We haven't found our next place yet, but He's led us in the past, and we know He won't lead us astray in the future. It's so nice to look back and see where He's led us, and trusting that He'll lead us in the future. I know He'll do the same for you. Thanks for sticking with us. Join us in our journey and hit that subscribe button. See you next time.
I love that sound.
Wings. See, etc., etc. That just ruined my whole thing.
That's okay, baby. You just